All right, everybody, welcome to Facebook Live. We're going to wait a little while and get everybody logged in. It is Wednesday, October 24th. All right, Rowena, thank you for joining us. Sharon, all right, we got some people on today. Sorry, we're just rustling around. We're at headquarters. And as you can see behind me, we got a bunch of our workers. We got our spaghetti dinner fundraiser going on live right here. So I hope you can, if everyone can hear me, can you punch in a 1 in the block? Please punch in a 1 so I can, so I know that you can hear me. There is a lot of activity. We got brother Charlie Iono over here. Hopefully he's going to play some music for us in a little bit. But yeah, if you are in the area down Anchor Cove, right next to the Willy Willy Park, it's our headquarters. We have a spaghetti dinner fundraiser, $10. I think we'd be close to being sold out, so I'm excited. I just got in. We just had a late council meeting, just got out. Thank you guys. I see the one, so you guys can hear me perfect. All right. Well, anyway, it's Wednesday, October 24th. Facebook Live again with Mel Rapozo, as we do every single Wednesday. And I got to hear check. I see a lot of comments. Awesome. Norman Bitos again. Thank you for joining us again. Jerry Red Jr., my old friend, brother Jerry, mahalo for joining us here. Thomas Nizo, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Well, anyway, it's been a very exciting week for Team Mel and our campaign. Obviously, we had a few forums. We had the Waimea debate, which I hope all of you got a chance to look at the debate. I think the debate in Waimea clearly showed the difference in the two candidates, myself and Mr. Kawakami. Obviously, there is some significant differences, I think. And if you watch the debate, you saw that. Aloha, Jerry Red Jr., long time no see. So I think I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little later on, but I did want to thank everyone for joining us. And again, the message box, punch in your question or your comments. I'll see it live and I'll respond as best I can. Like I said, we have our spaghetti dinner fundraiser going on right now here at the headquarters. So there's a lot of activity, as you can see behind me. So we appreciate you joining us. Elections less than 2 weeks away. 2 weeks from yesterday, November 6th. Right on, Bronco Palakiko. Obviously, we are energized. We're excited. We got a lot of positive responses. Obviously, I think a lot of people wrote us off after the primary election. Some people wrote us off before the primary election. We were able to win in the primary now. I think people have noticed that our activity, we're working extremely hard. Our team, I cannot say enough about our team. Our campaign team has been working 24/7, really. I mean, I got the best team anyone could ever ask for, and we've been working extremely hard, getting in front of as many people. We've been across this island over and over again with social media. With this Facebook Live is seen every week by over 2,000 views, and hopefully we're getting our message across. Really plain and simple. We got two candidates that may have appeared to be kind of similar early on, but as the campaign moved on, and as we got to the debate, I think the debate made it very clear that that we have two different directions. Myself, I'm looking at preserving this island as best we can, catching up with our infrastructure, not focusing on development right now because we obviously are way behind in our infrastructure. And I'm not just talking roads, I'm talking about sewer plant, our Aloha Joe, mahalo for joining in. Appreciate you joining in. Sewer plants, our landfill. I mean, it's just a whole lot of issues that has been neglected over the years. So this next mayor has got a challenge. It's got a challenge. It's going to take some bold leadership and some very strong decisions that's going to have to be made. And I believe I'm the candidate for that. So anyway, again, thanks for joining us. I did want to touch on a couple of things that came out above the. Hey, Gregory Lagan, aloha, council member from Oahu. Welcome for joining us, Darlene, and everyone else. Appreciate you guys joining us. I think what came out of the debate was I think the people got to see two very different people. And again, I already expressed my point of view, and I think my opponent is looking at development. My opponent is looking at welcoming more development here, and I'm saying we got to tap the brakes, man. We got to pump the brakes a little bit, and try to focus on bringing up everything up to speed, to the standard that our residents deserve. And that's going to take some money, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take again a little breather, a little timeout for catching up. And again, you know, tourism is great. That's the backbone of our economy. But then I believe we have already crossed over that tipping point. Like many of our sister counties, we need to really focus on controlling our resources, protecting our resources, and making sure that we don't want to kill the goose that lays the golden egg, which is tourism, but we also want to preserve our resources, and not just for the visitors, but for our residents. You want to be able to, our beaches and our parks, to be at a condition where you're okay to let your kid go, and it's not there right now. And a lot of it is because of the over-tourism that we're experiencing, and a lot of it is simply because we have neglected in our responsibility to maintain the amenities here on Kauai. So I think what you saw at the debate, I think two issues I think that were, I think the most obvious, number one, was the commitment to Kauai. You know, my commitment to the people of Kauai is 8 years. I want to give 8 years of my life to this county as the mayor. And as you heard my opponent at the debate, he couldn't commit to 8 years. I asked him point blank if in fact he was looking at running for governor in 4, and he couldn't answer that. He could not commit to the 8. Now, I'm impressed. I commend him for his political aspirations, but this race isn't about a stepping stone. This race is about finding a mayor that's going to commit to you 8 years, because it's going to take 8 years at least to fix a lot of the problems that we're experiencing. I'm here to commit right now to you 8 solid years if I am blessed with the opportunity. I am not looking at running for Congress or governor or president or anything. I want to serve you as a mayor. 14 years here in the county council. I want to continue to serve you for the next 8 years as the mayor. So again, thank you. I think that's one clear differentiation, I think, between the two candidates. There were many questions. We talked about the general excise tax, how I oppose the general excise tax, the increase, the surcharge increase, 0.5%. I totally disagree with the general excise tax. It's a very progressive tax and regressive tax, which means it affects the poor. It affects the seniors that both of the candidates have vowed to take care of. But yes, this tax will impact them the most. And again, the ones on fixed incomes, the poor. So I didn't support it simply because I think that's a bad tax. And the other reason is why we have had a problem paving roads on this island, even though the council has constantly funded the roads division time and time again to the tune of millions of dollars a year. And they haven't managed those funds adequately. So why throw more money coming from the poor to a department that actually is not doing what they're supposed to do? So anyway, that's just another very clear difference between myself and my opponent. He supported the GET. He continues to support the GET increase. And that's just one, I think, very important difference between myself and Councilmember Kawakami. There was also another question about the legalization of recreational marijuana. I think that one, very controversial issue. However, while my opponent at the debate clearly stated that he was open to it, I am not. I made my points very loud and clear that, while medical marijuana is a true benefit to many patients, and I support medical marijuana, I cannot support the legalization of recreational marijuana. We're finding out now that in those states that have approved recreational marijuana, they're finding much more accidents, many more issues within their communities because the legalization of marijuana. So I think, hang on, my phone is ringing. I don't know how you hang this up. So yeah, and that is again another clear difference. I think law enforcement is concerned about the legalization of recreational marijuana. We have enough issues on this island. What bothered me, I guess, the most about my opponent's comments was that he justified legalizing marijuana, recreational marijuana, because of the taxing, that he would be able to, as he stated, tax the hell out of it. I do not see the revenue increase or the potential revenue increase as a justification for legalizing things that aren't good for our society. And that's just my opinion. You know, what next? Prostitution? Gambling? You know, that's a horrible justification. Oh, because we can tax the activity, then it's okay. No, it's not. I think the social ills or the social problems that come with legalizing those vices aren't worth the revenue. And understand that we're suffering some revenue shortfalls, as some may say. I disagree. I think at this point we still have a long way to go with creating a more efficient local government. Efficiency is key, and cutting out the fat. Performance audits, efficiency audits, staffing audits within our departments needs to be done, so we can identify where we can make this county more efficient and save money. Because taxing is not the way. Again, thank you all for joining us. Again, it's Wednesday, October 24th. As you can see in the background, we got a lot of people. We got a spaghetti fundraiser, $10 a plate. Cannot go wrong. Best deal in town. Oh, we're sold out. Sorry, but you can still come down. You can still come say hello, and you can still help Team Mel by writing a check. How's that? We got a lot of things aside from spaghetti. I'm looking at some. Hang on. I'm looking at some questions here. Hold on here. I was driving on Ili on the highway, and there was a boy waiting to cross. I stopped on the other, and the other Kane kept flying past and through the crosswalk. How do we get the flashing crosswalk signs on all crosswalks? I have asked our Public Works Department, and if you're talking about the highway, the unfortunate part is that as a state issue, we don't control the state highways. But I have asked our Public Works Department, our acting county engineer, to please, as we develop crosswalks. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Stefano, how you doing? So you're having fun here at Team Mel. Come on down. Even though we're out of spaghetti, come on down. Yeah, I cannot imagine we would put up a crosswalk without signaling lights, because that actually does work. And I will definitely pass that on to the state. However, my commitment is that whenever we put up a new crosswalk, it will be equipped with flashing lights, and we can retrofit as we progress. We can retrofit some of the existing crosswalks in the really heavily used areas on the highway, on the roadways. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that. We need streetlights in Kilauea. Bronco, let me know exactly what you're talking about. We'll send and I still got another month on the council, so please send me the location, specific location. We'll get that over so they can do an assessment. Let's see if I got any more here. Oh, we got a lot of people on here. Thank you guys again. Thank you all for joining us today. Please punch in your question. You know, you guys all know Mel wins, Kauai wins. Remember that. Mel wins, Kauai wins. That's a true statement. I'm convinced of it. We got a website, melwinskauaiwins.com. At that website, you can look at a bunch of testimonials. You can look at our affordable housing plan, our comprehensive traffic plan, as well as the opportunity to sign up with a testimonial or even contribute to our campaign. Money is obviously, you know, by now that we do not have the funds like our competitor does, our opponent, and we still need money. We still need money to get us through the last 2 weeks of this campaign. We're trying to keep our radio going. I just got a call today. We gotta pay more money, and you know, hopefully we will raise some more tonight. The bottom line is, we want to win this race. We can win this race. We got to get our message out. This is one way of doing it, and yes, we hit 2,000 views a week. But we need more. We need money for our radio ads. We need money for our social media campaign. And that is what we can definitely use your help with. $10, $20, $100, $4,000, whatever you can afford. You can go right on our website, melwinskauaiwins.com, hit the donate button, and you can get on. I got a bunch of people here. I'm so excited today because, you know, as we have gone across the island, from Princeville to the West Side Waimea and beyond, we have been really, look, there's Khalil Perez right in the back, our campaign chairman. And on this side shoulder right here, that's my sister-in-law, Dee. Truly a family affair here at Team Mel headquarters. You know, everybody's involved. Everybody's excited. We, you know, like I said, you know, 3 months ago, I think 2 months ago, a lot of people wrote us off. Now people are saying, wait a minute, Mel can win this. And if Mel wins, Kauai wins. And I love it. Everywhere I go, on all of the Facebook posts and on emails and text messages, if Mel wins, Kauai wins. You know why they're saying it? Because it's true. this island is at a point now that we need a leader that's willing and able to make some tough decisions. The next mayor is going to have some challenges, and you all get to choose who that person will be. 14 years on a council, I think many of you know my style, straight shooter, tell it like it is, but very compassionate about this island. I love this island. My two children, as you all know, live on Oregon. They live in Oregon, and it's tough to have your kids have to move away because they can't survive living here in Kauai. We need to change that. We need to turn that around, and that's not going to happen by bringing more development. That's going to happen by creating more affordable housing and opportunities for our kids to stay home. And that is my commitment to you, each and every single one of you. And that's why it's important that you all go out and vote. I ask you tonight, I beg you, please, this video right now, hit the share button. Get this out to as many people as you can. When this video is over, it'll be posted. Hit the share button. Send a testimonial. And more importantly, call everybody in your phone address book and let them know that you support Mel and you want them to support Mel as well. We won't be able to touch every house with flyers. We won't be able to get everybody by phone. So we need your help. And I come to you as we only have less than 2 weeks left, and we want to be ready. I will tell you this: we have the comprehensive plans ready. We are ready to implement Keep Kauai Moving, the Keep Kauai Moving plans the day after we get inaugurated. We will be ready to move forward and not talk about what needs to be done, not study what needs to be done. We've got some tangible suggestions or solutions on those plans that we want to implement immediately. We don't have time to wait. And that is why I, from very early on, solicited the help from very good friends and people with the expertise to help me put those plans together. And that's what's available for you at melwinskauaiwins.com. Please take the time and take a look at those plans. I think you'll be very pleased. And as I've always stated, those plans are living documents. They're not set in stone. Those are the plans or the solutions that I want to start implementing. But as I've always said, we're open to suggestions. We want the community input. We want to work with the communities to solve these issues. I can't do it alone. So obviously your input is always welcome. Gosh, we got a bunch of people here. Thank you all for joining us again. I'd love to hear from you, your questions or comments, any situation or issues that you have going on. Sherry Lopez, my sister is here. Sandy. Sherry Lopez is online. Sherry, we go back a very long way. Back Hanabata days. Sherry, nice to see you on. Thank you for joining us. Again, 2 weeks before the election, 2 more weeks, and the new mayor is going to be declared, as well as a new council. And the bottom line, hi, Kahea, nice to see you. Esther Kiaina, another candidate for office. Good luck, Esther. Mike Drake, aloha. Yeah, we're at crossroads, and we're going to make a decision on November 6th what direction we're going to go. And I give you the opportunity that we protect and preserve our island. We work on traffic. We gotta resolve our traffic issue. Now, you'll hear a lot of fluff about how we're going to work with the state's transportation plan. State has already told us they have no money for the state transportation plan. The state has already told us that they don't even have a plan for the west side traffic. We cannot wait for the state. I have committed to you that my priority will be opening up the cane roads so we can get some vehicles off of the highway. We're currently working on a implementation plan for our transportation system, which is the bus. The routes, we're already starting to see some of the changes in the routes. And you're going to see more of that as we roll this plan out, the transportation plan that was done during the last council session. Heather, do you have a plan to streamline the building permit process? 7 to 12 months is not okay. That is almost criminal. Yes, I do. And we're going to work to restructure the planning department. And part of that is the permitting process, to streamline that, truly streamline the process. I would like to initiate a program with third-party administrators. That is done throughout the country, where you if you want to build a house, a garage, whatever you want to do, you can go out and get a third-party administrator to sign off on your permits. They will be certified by the county, but you don't have to wait for that ungodly 7 to 12 months for a permit. You go out and get a third-party administrator, again, done all over the country. We can do that here. I'm not sure why we haven't done it. I think the planning department wants the control. I'm not into control. I'm into getting things done. Third-party administrator is the way to go, and that is something that I would implement as the mayor. I hope that helps or answers your question, Heather. That is a problem that I've seen many mayors try to resolve. The one-stop shop didn't work. This expedited permitting, no, it hasn't worked. And until we change what we do, it's not going to change. My solution with the third-party administrator, again, would resolve that issue instantly. Your third-party administrator would go out and would be able to certify or sign off on all the plans, so you wouldn't have to wait for the county. Oh, so-and-so's on vacation. Sorry, you got to wait a month. That is just totally unacceptable. With a third-party administrator, that would be non-existent. Your plans would be approved, and you could proceed with your construction. That's a good start, Heather. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the only thing else we can do. We just got to do it. And again, it takes some courageous leadership, because you're going to hear opposition from a whole bunch of people, including the labor unions. But at the end of the day, we don't work for the labor unions. We represent and work for the people of Kauai. And I will do everything in my power to make sure we expedite the planning and permitting process. The other thing is, we regard with the third party or privatization for all departments, Mike. It's right now, as far as I can see, the permitting department is really where we need to go. Although I know we're going through an issue right now with the CDL examiners. I'm well aware that we're having some issues because we don't have enough examiners for CDL. That is another opportunity that I'm looking into right now, where we can have third-party examiners, private sector examiners that can come in and examine and certify our CDL drivers. We have a shortage of bus drivers for our kids. Again, state issue, but do we sit back and wait for the state to resolve, or do we move forward? Understand we got to work with the state on that issue, but somebody's got to be fighting for it. Somebody's got to be lobbying for it. And as your mayor, I can tell you that's what I would do. I would be at the legislature, at the governor's office, whenever I need to share with them some solutions. We cannot continue to do what we do. We're not hitting the mark. I'll call you, Mike. I'll call you. I'll give you a call later on. Thanks for the chime. So yeah, it's understanding that privatization is a bad word, but at the end of the day, we cannot provide a service to the community, a much needed service, because of whatever reason, staffing, what have you, then we need to look at alternatives. So thank you again. Carla, welcome aboard. Thank you all, Fred, Dan, and Hoku, and Howard. Mahalo. We got this place is lighting up with people. We got brother, Uncle Russell Haloapu here. Russell, mahalo, Russell. Russell, mahalo for being here today. Again, we got one. We have a spaghetti dinner fundraiser. Unfortunately, we sold out of spaghetti. But you can still come on down and join the fun. Yeah, this is a lively place. There you see Russell in the back. By the way, we'll be here election night, November 6th, right down at Anchor Cove, right next to the big parking lot by the Willy Willy Park. Please come join us for election night, November 6th. We'll be here from 6 p.m. Again, we do this every Wednesday, 5:30. FaceTime live with Mel Rapozo, and we're just having a blast. Again, we have been re-energized in the last few weeks as we come down the home stretch. This election, as I have stated many times, is a very crucial election for this island. It's going to determine what direction we go. And Owen Mayor, can you help establish a shooting range for the sportsmen on the island? I actually am talking to some people right now that are interested. I believe we need a shooting range on the island. We definitely need one. I would love to see the county assist like a private shooting club with acquisition of land or what have you, and let the shooting club manage and operate the range. That would be the ideal situation. You don't want a county shooting range, but I definitely believe that we can facilitate and the shooting club, through membership fees and through the profits that they'll make at the range with equipment, accessories, gun repair, would be able to actually operate the facility. I would love to see that, and definitely have been talking to a few people that may be interested in this kind of enterprise. But again, it's difficult as a council member because I'm limited to what I can do, and so I'm hoping I can get elected and start facilitating, much like we do the racetrack in Mana. The Gardner Racing Association takes care of that, and it's awesome, and it works. It's much better when the private sector, nonprofit sector can manage the operation than if the county took over. How was the shepherd pie? Carla, that shepherd pie was delicious today. Someone brought shepherd pie to the council office. It was delicious. Thank you, Carla. Whoever made that, appreciate it. It was delicious. Again, it's Wednesday Facebook Live with Mel, and we got a bunch of people here today. I'm still trying to figure out your questions. Let me see if I missed any over here as I check the. We have picked up quite a few viewers over the last few weeks. Again, this is with at least 2,000 plus views a week. We're trying to get our message across this way. It's free, and yet it's a great way for me to communicate with you personally. I cannot dodge the question. It's right here live. Everybody can see it. We also take questions. If you don't want to post it, you can send it to melforkawhi@gmail.com. And there's, I'm sorry, there we go. There's Uncle Russell. Thank you for being here. How are you, my man? Thank you very much. We got a lot of good people that believe in Team Mel. We got a lot of people that feel that, our direction is the right direction. Aloha, Kane. Welcome for joining. Chad, Bo, and Darlene, of course, always a pleasure to see you. We a lot of people that really believe that we are on the right direction. Hang on, I don't know why this person from the Big Island keeps calling, but I'll give him a call later. Yeah, that's done. We did that already. Anyway, so yeah, shoot your question or comments. I'd like to hear from you about whatever you got on your mind today. We're here till 6:30, so we got about a half an hour left. And right down here at Team Mel headquarters, a couple of things. Early voting started, so you can go down to the elections office right next to the historic county building, where they do all the Christmas lights. You can go over there, bring a driver's license. If you're not registered, you can still vote. So please stop by the elections office with an ID. If you are registered, you go in and vote. If you're not registered, you can register at elections office and vote. Tomorrow, Friday, it has already started. So please, stop by elections office and vote. The island and its population is growing. I really don't mind as I get older, but being from Kekaha, I see a lot of new faces and families. That means growth. Do you think we should cap our island from any more transplants? Well, there is absolutely no way we can stop anyone from coming to Kauai and moving here. What we can do is one of the problems that I'm struggling with is the amount of visitors that are coming to Kauai. Not that I don't like visitors, it's that the state increases the visitors. They increase the airline routes. They increase the means how visitors can come to Kauai without having any discussion with the county. No input. They come out with a press release. They say, hey, hooray, hooray, hooray. Delta has a new route to Kauai from LA, from New York, from wherever. And every one of these routes that come in, they estimate about 68 to 70,000 people a year. That is the problem. We need to somehow get the state to start saying, wait a minute, time out. I think we got enough visitors coming to Kauai because we simply cannot accommodate them. And I'm not talking with hotel rooms. I'm talking about infrastructure-wise. Our parks, our roads, our wastewater system, our landfill, all in dire need of repair. And we have reached our capacity. So while we cannot stop anyone from moving here, we can definitely try to control a number of visitors with the help of the state. I share your frustration, David. I really do. But that's like I said, we become a victim of our own success. We live in paradise. Everybody wants a piece of paradise, and we suffer. The residents suffer. So this is a great way to reach out to the community. People can watch from the convenience of their own home. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Absolutely. David, it is far-fetched question. Maybe I wouldn't mind hearing what you think. I hope I answered that for you. Jerry, later, Mel. I support you, my friend. I'll pray for you. Mahalo, Jerry. I hope to see you again soon in one of these days. Real soon. Maybe you can come to Kauai. I would love to see you here. David, I hope I answered your question. Again, there's no way of stopping people from moving here, but there is a way we can try to work with the state to limit and make sure that the arrivals, are in line with our ability to control the impacts. We all know about the TAT. We all know about the transit accommodations tax. We all know that the state has capped our TAT. We know that the state has increased our TAT a full % for our visitors, but all that money goes to rail. That is not fair. And you know that I have fought hard and been really almost accosted by legislators at the Capitol because I was up there fighting for you. I was alone. There was no one there. You know, no one was anywhere near. No representative from Kauai was there. It was just myself. And but I was there fighting for our share of the TAT. Yeah, we didn't get it, but you know what? That doesn't mean we give up. We keep fighting. We keep fighting because as the state keeps pushing visitors to Kauai and taking our money from the visitor industry tax, then we aren't going to win. Mahalo, David. Appreciate you jumping on. Really do. So you can tell my frustration because this is not something that has happened overnight. You know, the capping of the TAT was supposed to be a temporary measure from the legislature back in, I believe it was 13 or so. They said because the state was running short of funds, they said we got to do two things. We got to raise the TAT and we got to cap the county's share. But they also said once the economy got better, once tourism got better, that they would remove the cap and they would bring the TAT back down to where it was back at 7 3/4. Yeah, they never fulfilled that promise. They never. In fact, they raised the TAT again. In fact, they capped us and they kept the cap on. Even though the state is receiving record numbers of revenue from the visitors, the counties have been left out in the cold. And that is so disrespectful, in my opinion. So yes, many will say, no, you got to work to improve the relationship with the legislature. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's a two-way street, ladies and gentlemen. And when they start stepping on the counties and treating us unfairly, do not think for a moment that I'm going to sit back and let it happen without saying something. And I think it's time the county stand up and fight for what we believe is right. So anyway, enough on the TAT. I think we talked about the GE tax. You know, it's expensive to live on Kauai. And I think it's the county's obligation, the county administration and the council's obligation to make sure that we operate as efficiently as possible. So my plan is very simple. In addition to our traffic plan and housing plan that you can find on our website, again, melwins.kauaiwins.com, I'm going to implement some performance audits, staffing audits internally that'll check on the efficiency of our departments, making sure that we have cut every possible waste so we can bring back more funds to servicing the community. I think that is what's vital right now. Rather than fling off tax increases, rather than just because we can, 4 votes on the county council raises your tax, I don't think that's the answer. I think as a last resort, after we've exhausted all of our efficiency measures and bringing our departments back into alignment, then we would talk about tax increases. We're not there. We're far from there. And that's something that I think, again, separates myself from my opponent. I do not support the unnecessary raises or increases in taxes. Our people are struggling as it is. I'm looking for more questions here, more questions. Okay, so anyway, that's right. Now you were alone on that microphone while the legislature, no can. David, I tell you, a lot of people saw that video. And it's actually pretty disrespectful for those people, those 2 legislators, to treat anybody that came up to testify like that. So I appreciate the comments. I'm glad you got to see it, David. And I don't plan on stopping my support for this island. Quick question. When it rains, sometimes it creates potholes which are filled with what looks like concrete, but when it rains again, it's back to square one. Is there a permanent solution to big cracking potholes on the roads? Yes, I mean, it's really repaving the roads. Again, taking an inventory of our roads and actually repaving. These temporary patches in the long run cost the county more money. So I would rather let's fix the roads. Let's prioritize the roads that needs fixing. We already taking care of Olohena, of Koloa, of Maluhia. That's already existing in the pipeline for this current budget. But there are many other roads on the west side, all in Kekaha, Waimea Heights, everywhere you go. But we prioritize these roads and pave it once and for all. Not just resurface. Some of these roads will never, if we keep just putting a new blacktop, a surface cover, then every time it's raining, you're gonna see the holes again. We need to take that down, grade, recompact, put a new base, and redo the road. Basically, many of the locations, that's what needs to be done. Yes, it's gonna cost money, and yes, we're gonna have to make that sacrifice, but it has to be done, or we're gonna continue. You know, this county is very good, and it's not just this county. I think a lot of municipalities with Band-Aid repairs. My position is, you know, if we got to go out and sell bonds to raise money, raise revenue, to once and for all fix these problems, then we need to do it. We need to do it when our bond rating is at a very good rate, when the market is at a good time for borrowing. Now is the time to do it. We don't want to wait till our interest rates are so high that it's going to cost the taxpayers more money. We got to fix what's broken. And the Band-Aid repairs must stop. I'm telling you, long-term planning. That's what it's going to take, not short-term. You know, we got to look at this thing from the 30,000-foot view. We cannot look at this in the range of a mayor's term of 4 years or 8 years. No, we need to look at the next 30, 40, 50 years. And that's where we'll realize the efficiencies, the economies of scale, because we're looking long-term, not these short temporary. So your road gets fixed for the next 6 months, and then the next big rain, it's right back to where it was. No, our job is not to keep these private road pavers in business. Our job is to make sure that our tax money is used properly and that our residents have a road that should last the next 30, 40 years. Yes, it's easier said than done, but we have to start somewhere. We have to make that decision, and this is the direction we're going to head and move forward. And I believe it can be done, and that's my plan. That's my commitment to the people of Kauai, is that we're going to go down that road. Infrastructure is key, and this, again, these temporary Band-Aids is only costing you and me money, and it's not resolving any of the issues that we see every day. You know, and I started on a council in 2002, 16 years ago. We had a really good system. It was a great system. It was a system where our overseers, the public works roads guys, would go out. They would inventory the roads that needed repair. They would put together a list. It would come to the county council. Council would approve the list, and they would go out and pave the roads. Well, I ask you, when was the last time you saw any of your roads paved? It hasn't been. That's why you haven't seen it. So the fact that we want to raise our general excise tax money to fix the roads, to give the department that hasn't paved any roads more money, is ludicrous to me. Is ludicrous to me. You know, one of the things as mayor, I'm going to demand accountability from our department heads. That is what is lacking today. There is no accountability whatsoever. And that is why people can complain, council can complain, and nothing happens. The same thing gets repeated. Look at the fiasco with the portable toilets. Months and months and months and months. No accountability. And the same with roads, same with broken street signs. It's forever. It takes forever to get the administration to acknowledge. And again, there's no one is accountable. But that's going to change. That's going to change. And it's going to start with the appointment of some very qualified and competent department heads that'll be accountable to the mayor. And no more excuses. You know, you either do the job or you don't. I mean, it's the time it's done. I'm over of this excuses. It's hire the right people. You know, our employees are ready to mobilize. Our employees, we got some great employees on the county, I'm going to tell you, in all departments. They just lack the leadership. They don't have the leadership. They don't. We got to bring them back on the team. And we do that by getting leaders in there who can mobilize the team, getting them back proud of their work at the park, depending wherever they work, whether it's in beautification or parks or public works, if it's roads or landfill. Get people to believe that you know, their work is appreciated, and that in fact the supervisors are making sure that work gets done. So that is a lot of work to do, but you know, who's prepared to do it? Who has proven to the people of Kauai that they're not afraid to fight for the people of Kauai? I ask you that question, and an objective person is going to say, I believe it's Mel Rapozo. I believe it with all my heart. You're absolutely correct. We need accountability and transparency in the use of our fund. Absolutely, Howard. No doubt about it. And I think once that message is heard, I believe that the employees are going to welcome that. I think the employees are going to welcome a new direction where their work is now appreciated, where they're provided the tools and the resources, the manpower that they need to get the job done. I got to say, we have, I mean, the employees that I know, the vast majority of our employees are great people, and they want to do well. They want to do well, and I want to give them that opportunity as the mayor. What do you say about spraying roadsides with herbicides with trailer tank sprayers? You know, a lot of the problems we have on the roadsides today is these invasive weeds, and controlled spraying on the sides of the roads, I believe, is necessary. Very controlled spraying, Robert, and you know what I'm talking about. Being as safe as you possibly can, but we cannot tackle these invasives. I know some people say, hey, no, tie goats to the guardrails. I mean, one of the things as the mayor, I'm a realist, number one. I'm also very reasonable. And, you cannot tie goats on the side of the road. That's not going to happen. So I believe what we can do without spraying, obviously, we'd prefer that. But in the areas that has been taken over by these invasives that you cannot just go in and weed whack, that controlled spraying would be the answer. Again, Robert, you know what I'm talking about. Everything has to be right. You don't spray in windy conditions. You follow the label and all of that. I wish we wouldn't have to. I wish we didn't have to. But we're at the point now. This grass and these weeds. What's scary is that we have guardrails that have been overgrown with these weeds and these brush. That as you pull off, and you need to pull off the side of the road, you don't see the guardrail. That's a liability. I see a lot of that on the state, but I also see it on the county roads as well. We can pretend and ignore and hopefully wake up one day that it's gone. Well, it's not going to be gone, and we need to take action. I voted for you because we need leadership. Inspire the people, do the job, or they are gone. I got to tell you, Sam, that as I have in 14 years, I've been blessed, and I thank the people for giving me that opportunity. But I have spoken to well over 1,000 employees over the years, and I got to tell you that I hear the same complaints. We don't have the tools, we don't have the resources. I don't have a lawnmower. Council Chair, I bring my own lawnmower to work so I can mow the yard because our mower has been in the shop for 3 months, 4 months. See, that's unacceptable. For whatever reason, and again, I'm not into excuses, but the whole county has to be looked at. And again, putting the right people in charge of these departments that have the expertise and the qualifications to run departments like that is going to make a difference. But we cannot pretend that we have experienced people. You cannot appoint your friend just because he's a friend. One of the first things I told our first organizational meeting in the campaign well over a year ago, and we had, I don't know, about 25, 30 people, maybe 40 people, I can't remember. We had a lot of people. And I said, if you're here for a job, you need to leave. You need to leave because this is not what this is about. We are looking to put together a campaign team that's going to get me elected to the mayor's office, and at that point, we will figure out who's best qualified for the job. And that's still my plan. And I will commit to you tonight that their department heads will be qualified and competent in the departments that they will manage, and they will be accountable to the mayor, myself. And I guess that's all I need to say about that. I think you know me enough that if they cannot fulfill their duties, we'll find someone else. I guess we cannot continue this, the charade and watching everything we go backwards and no one's accountable. That frustrates me dearly. And on the county council, we're limited. You understand, on the county council, there's a separation of power, meaning that I cannot direct any employee, any director or department head to do anything. Yeah, we can send a memo. Some of my memos go across and we got to send 5 or 6 reminders before we get a response. So I share the frustration that many of you have. But at the end of the day, someone's got to be accountable. And that is exactly what my plan is. The mayor's position isn't going to be all sunshine, smiles. Absolutely, absolutely. Are there any plans in the works to bring back the ferry? And are you in support of that happening? According to the governor, they are in the process of researching that. I do support alternative forms of or modes of transportation. Hawaiian Airlines is killing us with the monopoly. I know Southwest is coming, but Southwest will be coming with mainland routes. I don't know how long before they take on the inter-island routes. So yes, I am definitely open to looking at alternative modes of transportation between the islands, but I also am concerned about the environmental process as well. And you all know the fiasco we went through the last time, how the legislature manipulated the system, which is what caused the problem. We have laws in place, we follow the laws, and let's move. And definitely we need to look at other modes of transportation. I don't know if that ferry was designed to fail. That was not going to survive, and yet people were, I think, misled. Unfortunately, were made promises that I don't think that company could have produced. So anyway, right people needed to complete the mission. Now keep staying focused and good luck. Keep them accountable. Pineapple Sam, you're right, buddy. Accountability is key. Transparency is key. I was a chair for the last 4 years on the county council, and that was the reason I decided to run for chair, was because I wanted to bring that accountability. I wanted to bring transparency back to the county council. We, try to reduce the number of executive sessions. Although, with litigation, we got to go in the back. But for the most part, everything that is possibly or needs to be talked about outside has been. We've kept department heads accountable. I don't hesitate to put them on the agenda. I don't care if it's humiliating or embarrassing. We try. Trust me. We send over memos. When we don't get the responses, we put them on the agenda. I'm not afraid of that. See, everybody should be accountable to the public, not to Mel Rapozo, not to the county council, not to the mayor. It's to the people. And I'm a voter. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a resident. So I know exactly how it should be, and we just haven't seen that to the level that I think that it should be. So obviously that's why I threw my hat in the ring. I want to make a difference. I want to continue to serve. We got about 10 more minutes. You got any more questions, comments? As you can see, again, we're back here at Team Mel headquarters, and we have a spaghetti dinner fundraiser. We sold out. Thank you to the people of Kauai. I'd hope we didn't cook the spaghetti and had more plates than we could sell, but no, we got rid of all of the plates. So very successful fundraiser. We may have to do it again. Delicious spaghetti, and we may have to do it again. And we just have to make more. But we're still here. We'll be here for a while. If you want to come on down, talk story, have some refreshments, please come down. We're down at Anchor Cove at the harbor end, right next to the parking lot between the building and the Nawili Wili Park. Just pull in, stop by. As you can see, we got a lot of people here, a lot of fun. And we got Kayla Perez is here. Can you imagine Kayla? If you don't know Kayla, she's this really high demand model and actress that we've requested her to come to Kauai to help us with our efforts 3 months ago, and she's finally here. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. The team is excited. So please, if you can, there's Kayla right there. If you don't remember, do you watch the show Power? If you see the show Power on Stars Network, that's her. That is her. Yeah, that's her. So if you want to come down and get her autograph, come on down. We'll make sure it's $25 an autograph, but it will be worth a lot of money in the future. So please come on down. As you can see, John Apana back there and a bunch of people. Like I said earlier, I'm blessed with this team. This team is the best team I've ever had. I mean, it's the best campaign. It's the hardest. They keep me busy. They keep me tired. But at the end of the day, I couldn't have asked for a better team. And it's Team Mel for a reason, because this is a team effort. This isn't about Mel Rapozo. I'm the vehicle for change. I'm the vehicle. I'm your voice that I'm asking for your help in allowing me to serve you for 4 more years at least as the mayor. We have picked up momentum. The last 4 years as a council chair, I've learned extremely a lot of stuff. I have spoken to many people. We've built relationships throughout the state, throughout our country, that I'd like to utilize as we move forward in the next 4 years, and again, hopefully 8. My commitment to you is I have committed to, with the blessing of my wife, who has been with me in this political arena since 1998. We've been married since 89. But I remember when I first told her back in 98 that I wanted 98 that I wanted to run for office, she thought I was crazy. And I might have been. But she has been at my side from the beginning, and we have just we have just done a lot of things. It didn't come without a sacrifice. My kids are in Oregon, and I wish they were here. But we have missed, or I have missed, a lot of functions and events, baseball games and birthdays because of this commitment to this community that my wife and my family has allowed me to do. Now she is allowing me to continue for 8 more years of our lives to this community. And that's what I want to give to you. 8 solid years of Team Mel that's going to turn this thing around and preserve what we believe, and I believe you believe, we need to preserve and protect. This rural character on the island, we cannot take advantage of that. We cannot take it for granted. Once you're mayor, you should do community events like your dinner. Absolutely. There's Kaleo. We're gonna continue with the Facebook Live. We're gonna continue with the outreach. One of the positions that we're gonna convert is to a position in the mayor's office that's gonna track every single complaint. In other words, you will call one number. If you have an issue, you will call one number, and that person will track every single issue that came into the mayor's office. So you know the biggest complaint I have is, Mel, I called the mayor's office. They told me to call Parks. I called Parks. They told me to call Public Works. I called Public Works. They told me to call the mayor's office. I called the mayor's office. They called the council. No, you can call one number, and that number that you call will be the office that tracks every single issue that comes through. Of those running for council, which do you think will support your? I'm not going to answer that on the air. I will definitely. You hit me up, message me, and we can talk story. The county council. I can work with anybody. I can work with anybody. I think that my platform, what I want to do, is shared by everybody running for office. So I'll leave that up to you folks. I encourage you to reach out to these candidates. I encourage you to talk to the candidates and ask them the tough questions. I wish everyone did a Facebook Live. I wish every single candidate, I wish every single representative, state, I wish everybody would do a Facebook Live, or at least provide a forum for the public to have this transparency right here. This is live. You punch in a question, I got to answer. I cannot hide. And I wish everyone did that, because it's important that you know what's inside here before you vote. I open up my life to all of you because I want your vote. I want your support. I want you to see where I'm coming from and what my plans are. So when you go to the poll, or you open up that absentee envelope, that you're comfortable for voting for Mel Rapozo, because I share your concerns. Again, I've been doing this a long time. I've seen a lot of what's worked, and I've seen what hasn't. And I want that opportunity to try and bring Kauai back, put Kauai back on the track, on the right track. There's Larry Moises right there. Look, Leonie Sosner and Richie Rapozo and Stephanie Iona, they're all here. Again, we're here. We're going to be here for a little while. If you guys want to come on down, please stop by. We don't have food, so bring your own food, but we have some refreshments, ice cold drinks.
They have a surprise.
Huh?
They have a surprise.
Hey! Awesome. Yeah, how can I lose with this team? Thank you all, Team Mel.
Everybody, please vote.
Importantly, very important. There's Kaleo again. Kaleo's doing the next hour of Facebook Live. All right, this is very important. Election day is November 6th. Early voting started today. I know you folks know people that are not registered. I know that you folks, when you go to work, come across people that said, I ain't voting, or I didn't vote, animal time. Early voting already started. Go down to the elections office. If they're not registered, take a driver's license or an ID, picture ID, passport, proof of residency, and they can register and they can vote. You that are registered, make sure you vote. I'm going to be blunt. If the same people turn out in the general that did in the primary, we will lose this race. This is critical. We need you to spread the word. We need you to share this video or this with everyone you know. I am available if you want to meet over coffee, if you want to get a group of people together. You just got to shoot me a message and I'll make myself available. but it's important that everyone turn out to vote. 24,702 people, registered voters, did not vote in a primary. 24,702 voters. We need to get those people out to the polls. And those that are not registered, we need to get them out. And I need your help. Mel wins, Kauai wins. Visit us at melwinskauaiwins.com. Feel free to look around, check out our comprehensive plans. And if you can, please consider a very small donation of $20, $30, $40, whatever you can afford. We can utilize the funds to finish out this campaign as strong as we want to. You can come here. I want you to meet my friend here. Yeah. She cannot vote yet, but if you could, who would you vote for?
Mel Rapozo.
There, bingo. See? That's what I love about this thing, you know. I got one more here. Come here, come here. Come here. This is a lot of people watching this. Here's another one. How old are you?
I'm gonna be 10 on Friday.
And if you could vote, who would you vote for?
Mel Rapozo.
Why? Because if Mel wins, Kauai wins. All right, everybody. It is now 6:30. I love this Facebook Live. We'll be back next week, Wednesday at 5:30. Same place, same time. Thank you, Joe Ba. And again, I cannot ask enough. Please get out and vote. Get your friends out to vote. We will win this on November 6th, but we need your help. Aloha, everyone. God bless. Remember, if Mel wins, Kauai wins. melwinskauaiwins.com. Stop by. Aloha. See you guys next week. Have a great night.